It was a rough one. But you know what, guys? That was the best team in the league on the road, and we only lost by 8. The sky is not falling, everyone. Calm down. It was one game. If it continues, then I agree. Call people out. The offense needs to play better, play calling, everything. But this was one game, and it was on the road. I give them. But they lost by 8. Gave up 14 points right away. Still only lost by 8. So, yeah. So Lions lose 14-6 in Arizona to Drew Stanton, which just makes it worse. I look at this right now. I mean, we're past that point right now. It's 8:30, 24-hour rule in effect. If you don't know what that is in the sports world, 24 hours. A lot of times coaches will tell the players that you have 24 hours to either celebrate a victory or to mourn a loss, or be pissed off about a loss. After that, you look at the film and you move on. You go on to the next one, and I think that's exactly what Caldwell's doing. The even keel of them after the beating Miami and all those other teams, how they stayed calm. They kind of just was like, all right, we still need to fix some stuff. And now losing, doing the same thing. They're not going, oh, this is the end of the season. They're all saying, okay, hey, this was one game. We'll get it fixed. And that's what Lions fans need to do too. It's been 24 hours. You got your venting out. You got your sky is falling. The season's over. It's the same old Lions, all that stuff. It's out of your system now, all right? Let's think about Sunday. Let's think about New England. But just to go back to do a recap, I still got to do a recap. But otherwise, emotionally, move on. It was one game. It wasn't the Super Bowl. Come on. We're still in second place in the NFC and still first place in the North. The first thing I want to say about the game yesterday is the play calling. Play calling was absolutely horrendous yesterday. I mean, if some of it is on Stafford's shoulders, a lot of it's on Lombardi's shoulders, but I looked it up. Lions had 3rd and 1 3 times. First time was that first drive, right after giving up that quick touchdown. They run on first down, -3 yards. Pass on second down, get 12 yards. Now third down, 3rd and 1, they stack the box, they take Calvin off the field, and run up the middle, no gain, punt, then give up another touchdown. So that's 0 for 1 in third downs and a 3rd and 1. Second time they get a 3rd and 1, it's a quick out to Calvin. Got it, 6 yards, first down. Third time was the shotgun draw play to Riddick right up the middle, stuffed again. So they were 1 for 3 on third downs or 3rd and 1s. I think they finished 5 of 15. Let me bring a lot of people on Twitter have been getting all over Stafford for that 4th down. Let me give you a little hint here. This is in football, on a play like that, on a 4th down, a quick pass. There's no reading the defense. There's no, oh, he's covered, I got to throw somewhere else. Now, obviously, if the guy is all over him, he's not going to throw that pass. But right when the snap is there was no one jamming Calvin. So Stafford caught the ball and threw it immediately. There was no reading the defense. This whole, oh, Tate was wide open. Well, that wasn't the play call. The play call was to throw the quick out to Calvin and, do or die on that. And luckily, Stafford, overthrew him, because if that wasn't a good pass, it would have been picked off and probably run back for a touchdown. So, and there was another play earlier in the game that no one's talked about. It was supposed to be a quick screen out to the receiver. One of the linebackers read it. If Stafford would have thrown it, it would have been a touchdown. He would have picked off a touchdown. Instead, Stafford brought it down, took the sack. I think he tried to get a couple yards, but ended up getting sacked. But that was a great play by Stafford that no one's talking about, because it's socially acceptable at this point to just rag on Stafford for everything he does instead of giving him any credit for anything that he does. Like I said, he needed to play better yesterday. He didn't play a perfect game. He made that great play to avoid a sack and step up in the pocket, and he still got rocked when he threw that long one to Calvin. Was it not on point? No. I mean, it was off a little bit. But Calvin is Megatron for a reason. He's supposed to be able to catch passes that aren't, right here. It was slightly behind him, but it was definitely a ball that Calvin could have caught. No one gives any crap to Calvin for anything. I get that he's great, and his body of work has been great, but that doesn't mean that he never does anything wrong. If you're going to bash Stafford all game, then you got to say, at least for that play, Calvin let the team down, let Stafford down. But it's really, I mean, it was a team loss. It was an offensive team loss. The defense gave up those 2 quick scores, but clamped down after that. Got 2 turnovers. Should have been 3. Hedebo jumped that one pass and dropped it, but could have been 3 turnovers. But defense played great. That's why I'm not overly upset about this game, and I'm not going into hiding about the game this weekend. Teams that have great defenses will always have a chance. Not saying that we win on Sunday. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we win. I'm not saying we lose. I'm just saying with the top defense, you always have a chance. So if the offense can figure it out, get some better play calling, then I think they'll be fine on Sunday. If they lose, they lost to the second best team in the league on the road. Like I said, we need to calm down. We didn't lose to Oakland at home by 30. You lost to a great team on the road. And this week's another great team on the road. Now, I believe that we will win either this game or the Green Bay game. I don't know which one yet. I haven't figured that out. It's not Friday. I'll let you know on Friday which one I think that is. But I think we get one of these other two. And I think, finish the season off the same prediction I mentioned last week or a couple weeks ago. Last is the officials. I know everyone wants to say you can't blame the officials. Play is on the field. But look at this picture and tell me you can't blame the officials. How ridiculous is this? Ebron was over the line. They pin it back a whole yard. And then Larry was a good half yard behind the line, and they give him a whole yard. Both of those were game-changing calls. First one, that's a first down, and now we have first and goal at the 6-yard line? Or the 7-yard line, something like that. First and goal, and we had to settle for a field goal instead of getting the touchdown. That could have changed everything if it would have been 14-7 at the half instead of 14-3. Huge call on Pettigrew pushing off. Huge call on Mathis for illegal contact that wasn't there. Refs were horrible. Lions got flagged 8 times in the first half. Only 6 were accepted. Eight times. That is unbelievable. And Arizona only didn't get flagged at all in the first half. Are you telling me that they played completely 100% flawless football? No, I don't believe that whatsoever. I believe that the Lions didn't play what they should have, but 8-0 in penalties, and then with the Ebron call, if you just got to add it all this shit together, and you got to think this officiating staff was the same officiating staff that was part of the Carolina game. That was our only other big loss. A little weird how that happens, isn't it? Same guy. I don't know. I don't remember bad calls in that game, but it's another game that we couldn't get any touchdowns on, or we got that one touchdown on. Sometimes the officials can determine the outcome of the game, guys. Momentum was killed at least 3 times on those bad calls, and none on Arizona. I mean, it was just no momentum changing calls is all I'm saying. That was just that was an embarrassment by the NFL. And the punt. I mean, really? If he would have fallen in the end zone, are you going to say, "Oh no, he had possession"? No, he would have called. It would have been a touchback. That is unbelievable that they would call that. That's it. I want to wipe my hands of this game, everyone. This game's over. We got New England this week. Stay positive. That was one game. Still 7-3. Still leading the North. Just woosah, everyone, and have faith in Caldwell. Have faith in Lombardi. Have faith in Stafford. Have faith in the leaders on the offense to right the ship. Remember, Green Bay only scored 7 against us. Remember, and then Rodgers did the whole relax thing to the fans. How have they been since then? Everyone's saying, "Oh, you can't only score 6 points." Well, Green Bay only scored 7, and they've been on an absolute terror since then. Who's to say we can't do the same thing? Rest of the NFC North, obviously, Green Bay blew out Philly. Yet another blowout. It's scary to think about, but hopefully the fan side of me is hoping that they're peaking at the wrong time. They're peaking now, and then they're going to slow down, because there's no way they're going to keep up this pace, and blowing out teams all year round or the rest of the year. That's just not going to happen. Look at Denver. Denver was doing the same thing, and they just got whooped by St. Louis. That's another thing. Denver got whooped by St. Louis, and I doubt there's Denver fans ready to jump off the ship. All right, I get that they have more pedigree in the more past in history, but saying that good teams don't lose like that, yes they do. Good teams. That was our worst showing of the year, and hopefully that's our only one. We've had some bad offensive performances, but obviously not that bad. In Green Bay against us, that was their worst offensive performance. This was Denver's. It happens, guys. It happens to the best of them. Let it go. If it happens against Sunday, then you guys have a point. But until then, just drop it. There's one game. Now they'll figure it out. But back to the NFC North. Chicago beat Minnesota. I think it was 21-13 or something like that. I think they won by 8. The NFC North looks like this. You got Detroit number 1 at 7-3, 2-0 in the division. Green Bay is 7-3, 2-1 in the division. Chicago is 4-6, 1-1 in the division. And Minnesota's also 4-6, 0-3 in the division. It's still number 1 in the division, guys. Obviously, would have been much better to win and get some distance there and keep our game-and-a-half lead over Green Bay. But hey, it didn't happen. We got punched in the mouth. Now let's see how we respond. Early previewing this week, obviously, like I've been saying, we got New England this week. New England's coming off a big win last night against Indianapolis. So it's not going to be easy. Lions, hopefully the weather's good. We should get Reggie Bush back. Waddle's supposed to be back. If he can ever finish a game, who knows. They need to find the tight ends. Ebron finally played good, but Fourier got 0 targets in that game. They need to find the tight ends. Tate can't go over in the second half. Hopefully Lombardi figures it out and the light goes off. Maybe he grabs a Ouija board and conjures up his grandpa. I know, anything. Something to get some kind of spark on that offense. That's it for me. Remember, I got a blog. Please check that out. I try to post there. I've been posting every day, trying to stay positive. I'm a silver linings kind of guy, and I'm going to try to run my blog that way. Obviously, it's really easy just to be negative and bash on Stafford, bash on everyone. But if you guys remember Killer Kowalski for MLive, he was the positive guy. Obviously he said things how they were and said what he believed and said, hey, the Lions suck. But he always was like, Lions might suck, but they have this to look forward to. They have this to build around. We don't have guys like that anymore. You go on MLive and it's just negativity. You go on Freep, it's negativity. Negativity in sports is just really starting to wear on me. So I'm going to try to turn this into just a silver lining channel, silver lining blog, and I'd rather just be a positive. So that way at least some people have some kind of positivity to look forward to and look at instead of just all negativity. I'm still going to tell it like it is, like I always. That's just how I am. I'll tell it like it is, but there's obviously positives to gain from that game yesterday. With that offensive performance, we easily could have lost by 20, 25. We only lost by 8. We had a chance. If we would have got the ball back at the end, the rest wouldn't have called that a first down. Who knows? Maybe Stafford goes down and gets we win another miracle and go into overtime or something. Who knows? Gotta stay positive. Remember, it's entertainment. At the bottom line, this is all entertainment for us guys. Be happy. Go into the games. You don't have to be just so negative all the time. Just be happy. Let's go Lions. One pride for a reason. All right. Let's go on Sunday. See you guys on Friday. Go Lions.